Let's go. And we are back for another one with the mic check. Christ is King. All praise to the Most High. Underground World News Live. In the house. Here once again. And this one will serve to be the final stream on D Live. Shout out to everybody out there on D Live. Much love. I'll talk more about that here in a minute. Thank you, Kenny, for sharing the stream. Thank you for the feedback real quick. Deanne, E. Fitz, Tom, Tonka, Space Cow, Tiffany, Daily. Thank you for sharing the stream as well. Uncommon, same. Good to see everybody. I hope all is well. We got a lot going on. Tried to throw a few key things there in the title. Steely, as always, legendary. Much love. All the purebloods, thank you for the super chat. I think another one slid by as well. Thank you. Yeah, RIP D Live. For those that don't know, it's coming to a close. End of an era. Much love, Habanero. Jay from the Ville. For some people, they really didn't spend a lot of time on D Live. But to me, it served a great purpose. It was the only place that we could go to and we could speak freely when they were locking everything down, because they were just taking down accounts anywhere and everywhere just for any medical whatever. And D Live served as like a life draft throughout that whole thing. A bunch of people flooded over there, and we utilized it for some time, but it looks like it's coming to an end, man. Met a lot of unique people over there. There was just a unique ecosystem of people on D Live that were kind of central to there. Even if they existed in other places, a lot of people kind of stood out over on D Live that liked to stream. So salutes to everybody. Again, it's going down. I'm gonna load up a monster chest, everything I got, on the way out tonight. And yeah, I don't like endings like that because I feel like we're getting ripped. We put a lot of time and energy, so many live streams launched over there and videos uploaded. It's like nobody cares about that, but I'm not sure who's going to buy it or whatever, but I can't help but think that this would be the time for someone out there that had some money that wanted to purchase a site or actually do this to make a move on it, because it's got the reach. It's got a ton of people on it worldwide. It could use some growth and some advertising and a name change and a refreshing and all that, rather than just dying. I think it's good to have options, man. You know, what happens when there's not one around, a place to jump to when the next lockdowns go into play? You can't speak about certain things that need to be spoke about. Uncommon, much love. ATOX B4, Google clamps down real P2P comms. Download ATOX B4. Well, I appreciate that. I always appreciate the knowledge and info there, brother. Again, thank you to everyone out there that shares the stream. We're live tonight, D Live, YouTube, and Rumble. So Rumble will be the go-to backup from here on out. I was having problems with Restream, so I dropped it. But we're back. We're going to see what happens here. And I guess when D Live drops off here, replace it with the X Stream. Which, all that service you got to pay for, to have the check mark and all that's ridiculous. That should be part of verification, period, not a pay for thing. But on X, if they implement this whole biometric thing, you're going to see a ton of people bail. People already saying it. Of course, some people won't. They'll go through with it and they'll go onto the system. Those would be the kind of people that go right onto the B system. Like, no question about it. But let's get this thing cracking. Let's get it going here with some space news. We lost a comet that we were tracking, Comet Maps, because it dove into the sun and is gone. Just a little plume came out on the other side, so the sun consumed and swallowed up Maps. It's gone, but they're watching now pan stars, and you can see in this image someone's backyard. Look at this. Look on the horizon. Look at that. That's a nice sized comet to catch on the horizon there. In the eastern sky, just before morning twilight, they say the comet C2025 R3 pan stars can be easily found in the constellation of Pegasus, just by the Great Square. He says, try spotting through a small telescope, and it's all you need. Got a small telescope, you can check this thing out. It is brightening as it approaches the sun, and it's going to come in for a 0.5 AU close approach, so it shouldn't hit the sun, but you never know. That's going to happen on April 19th and 20th, and right now it is a magnitude +5. It will emerge from its close approach to the sun as a naked eye object of magnitude +3. Okay, so naked eye, you'll definitely be able to see it coming out the backside. More here on spaceweather.com. We also got an object coming in on the 14th at 0.7 LD, and had one just yesterday at 0.7 LD as well. Now, let's get on to this Artemis thing. And before I do that, let me get a refresh here on the channel for whatever the chat's want to do this thing where it doesn't want to keep up. So, got a refresh in right there. Hopefully everything's good and keep it pushing. So, Artemis. If you don't know where the name comes from, it comes from one of Zeus's children, one of his twins. There was Apollo and Artemis. And the first missions that they launched took the Artemis 1. And as they keep on going through here, it's Artemis 2 and then 3, just like Apollo had all the missions. It shows you who NASA honors. Our government, the beast, whatever you want to call it, they honor the fallen. And the Nephilim, the giants. You see? And that's whose name's all over this stuff. Remember, that's all that you're going to find in Trump's penthouse suite. Not a picture one of Jesus. These facts, Jack. All fallen. Same fallen Pharaoh Zeus that Obama called upon when he reverses his speech. It's all there, man. They worship the fallen. And I dive into this deep in my spare time, like the giants specifically, because I'm going to tell you, maybe you're a skeptic or something and you wonder, I wonder if there really was giants or something like that. Well, there were giants without a doubt. Okay, there's a start there without a doubt. It's the sizes that get astonishing. But look no further than your own Bible, and it tells you that the giants there got up to 4 meters. They were getting, standing around 12 foot tall, which isn't too, it's not taller than the trees, so to speak, but it's giant. Giant compared to normal man. That's below 6 foot majority. Like twice the size. So I study deep into like the different cultures and all the little news clippings, and I follow guys that go around all these places and stuff, and it's all there. They do a good job at hiding it. Because I have people ask me and email me, like I'm having a hard time finding proof or evidence of this. Well, look up Lovelock Cave. The start there. Look up Lovelock Cave, the whole story there. That whole story goes where the Indians got the last ones in the cave, and they blocked it off, and they burned them. They burned them alive. And what's crazy is they went there and they found huge sandals, like huge, bigger than a normal man would wear. Other items, and the whole cave is burnt out, just as the legend says. That they trapped them there. Those Indians battled the giants that were here. And this goes on and on and on. The Anakin that were in Canaan, the Rephaim, right? Those bloodlines, the last bloodlines of the giants, down to Og, Goliath, the famous ones that they made. Those guys are a fraction, though, an echo of what used to be, man. Yeah, it's crazy. But when you start to realize that this place is, when you really start to see the lie, is that this place had crazy history under the ocean water and under the ground beneath you, when you realize, and it actually clicks, you realize that there's stuff everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And the most prized places, I'm going to tell you, are in national parks. That's why they don't want you flying drones in those places, just for that reason alone. Because when you get them up in the air out there, four corners, mow up areas like that, you start to see things that they don't want you to see. I could go on and on and on about that, but it all comes back to that. It's all going to be, I believe, time is short. It's going to be revealed. It's going to be a deception, and Trump's going to be the one to do it. They're going to make an announcement here on Life, but we've got a movie that's going to drop first. Disclosure by Steven Spielberg. You know, when Spielberg's getting into the mix, get ready. The timing is everything. You know this. As far as the Artemis astronauts here, I said it before. I have to say it again. If you're new, I don't buy all this. Clear nights right now. The moon very clearly visible. And no one yet that I know of has a shot of this thing out there anywhere. How's that? How's that? That's impossible. There's no way. I'm not buying it. Like, where's it at? Okay, it's there. The whole canvas is wide open, clear skies. Many people had a bright moon here recently. It's man, I can't stand it. This is our chance to prove whether it's real or fake. And as far as I could tell, I've not seen a single shot, an image from here on Earth, from anyone with a telescope, saying, oh, there it is. Not one. So if you can find one, please send it to me, dabu7@yahoo.com. I would love to inspect it, look into it, and share it with everybody, if that's the case. But if you have to see one, a single one, not even from any major telescope observatories or anything like that. Not one. It's just this theatrics of them inside of a thing floating around, right? And they just came down 250,000 miles per hour in this little thing that was that heats up like an iron, like that. I don't know, man. The whole Jeff Bezos Blue Horizons or whatever it was with Katy Perry, that was a fraud. That was obvious fraud. And they did it live, which was an error on their behalf because the door popped open before Bezos could get the special tool on it to pull off the rest of the show, the theatrics. But it was a fraud. They did not go up there. It was nothing of what they showed. They pulled off a lie on the people. They're masters, man. They're witches and wizards. They master this. Wait till I show you some of the stuff here in a bit on the witch and the curses and the spells. Because it's all they are, man. They're lying to us left and right, man. And I just, Blooded the Brave, got to give a shout out to my man Blooded the Brave. Check out his Truth Apparel. He's got a lot of good gear that he kicks out. Looky here. What does this say? If you rearrange the letters of Pfizer, what does this say? Oh, looks like it says Lucifer. You better know your enemy. You better know how they work. You better know that they hide in sigils, in plain sight. And this is how it works, because there's rules to the game. Rules that nobody has a clue of because you've never been taught about them. But there's rules. They understand this. See, there was rules that were passed down and handed to Solomon a long time ago. And he was given the ring. And he was given the power to control the jinn. Okay? And this is a known thing. This is what Jesus can have power over them and everything else. Mankind is given power. You are over these entities and beings. You are that special. You are that special. But they don't want you to know that, your own kind, because of control, manipulation, evil. But you are. It's written in scripture. God made Adam out of clay, sat him out there, and Lucifer got pissed and refused to worship him and kicked him. All right. So at that moment, God made it clear that you are to worship Adam, man, and bow down to them, to what they ask for what they say. And if you don't know, you got the power to speak anything you want into existence. Another weapon that, if you realize what it is and how to use it, will make you unstoppable. It'll change your whole life. It will change your whole life. If you just put these keys to use here righteously, because that's the other thing. Solomon learned the hard way that if you break the rules, you'll get it all taken from you and stripped. The whole story tells it. Just go look it up. Just go look it up. Anyhow, this all goes back to the fallen every single time. So when this is showing you Lucifer, you know who this is. The king fallen here. And there's a hierarchy. But there's episodes throughout our history that are right there. It's in your Bible and it's in other scripture that isn't hidden, that isn't kept from us, that tells us that the giants are here, the fallen are here, and that is who all these SOBs worship. They worship them because they're scared of them. They don't think that they can contend with them. They lost faith in God, in the Most High, if they ever had any. Yeah, and they decided to bow down, sell us out and bow down to these entities. And that's how it's going. And they worshiped him, the fallen. Over and over, you're going to see the same thing. You wonder, why is this place the way it is? Well, you have a power. You just have to learn it and utilize it here. This is why, in the name of Jesus, with the Holy Spirit, you can run demons out. You can do this. Why exorcism works. Okay? It's the jinn, but see, the jinn have a purpose too. Who are the jinn? The jinn, or the demons, are the souls of the Nephilim, of the giants that got wiped out. And they have a job. They were kept here to tempt us. To tempt us. To tempt you to want to use your tools against your enemies in an unrighteous way. Tempt you to do immoral things sexually, with drugs, and all the temptations that you seek every day, that you have every day. All right, but you have a power too, and they just don't teach you none of this. Jesus told you, you will go on to do greater things than I. The who really believes. The who is ready to do just that, because he spoke it into existence, that you could do greater things than he. That I'm telling you, I am the one that can do anything I set out to do. So the FCC is set to supercharge Starlink with space internet with 7-fold capacity. So my concern about this is the sky starts to get, it starts to look like, I go out where I'm out here in Appalachia, you can go out and it's dark. And it's dark. And like you can see the Milky Way. But I can also see all kinds of other things traveling around. And I can see satellites. You can see where the satellite ring is or realm is. You can see the Starlink trams going by. But there's objects that are further. You can just tell. Way further out. They don't flash. They don't blink. They're usually like red or green or a solid color. And they're just traversing, going across the sky. Just so far out there. So far out there. You could just barely make it out, but you could see it. It don't go by like a meteor, like a flash. It's like it's trucking across the sky, but it's way out there. Like I can tell perspective out here. Easy. I could see planes, I could see the drones, shooting stars, and all that. So and even the ISS when it goes by, even Starlink satellites when they go by. So again, when something is further than all of that, way out there, but you can still see it faintly, like you would never see it in the city because you would have to be able to see the Milky Way and all that to even be able to make this stuff out. But it's there. It's there, man. And there's a bunch of it. It's like heavy traffic. It's nuts. Um, I know somebody that has a camera. I don't know what they're called, the P9000, the Nikons, whatever it is. There's a channel, someone I follow. They record this. They would just record the sky, and like you can see all these things. And I've been telling everybody this for the longest time. I caught them before a P9000 or whatever was even around. I caught them in broad daylight around the sun on a crystal clear day. No chemtrails, no nothing. They have it on my channel still. The day I first caught it. And if you're always wondering if there's something around the sun or in the sky or anything like that, block the sun out. Don't try and take a picture of it. You'll have a lens flare. Don't trip out the lens flare. Block the sun out. I always say take one of them squeeze balls you can squeeze with your hand for stress or whatever, and stick it on the end of a pencil. Hold the pencil up and just block out the sun. Hold your camera out. Hold it perfectly there and start snapping shots of video. And you're going to crap your pants. You ain't even ready. I'm challenging you. You ain't even ready for what you're about to see. You're gonna lie to yourself. Say it's got to be bugs. It's got to be this. That. You're gonna start with all this crap, and it's none of it. It's something interacting with the sun. And after watching it long enough, you'll know. There's this Jennifer Battershill. She's become like lightly famous now doing this. Like back when this first happened to me, like she was just getting into it, and she like tripped because I seen what she was seeing like every day, and she relates them to like angelic beings and all this other stuff, entities, things of that nature. And she started showing the stuff that she was catching, and I was like, well, there you go. Boom. There you go. There you go. See, it ain't just me. Like she's capturing it left and right. And then there's other channels come on. There's all kinds of movement around us, and people just have been brainwashed to think that it's something else. There's nothing. There's stuff all around us that can creep up at any moment. Let me tell you. Like I'm out here this past week. We had an incident with orbs out here in the mountains, and like flashes, and like call them UFOs, call them whatever you want. Lights that float around and shouldn't be there. And it's a constant. And I tell you, the other night, I think you guys might have heard at the end of one of my streams, I said, oh, there's something. I thought it was people. They're back at the end of my stream. It wasn't people. Okay. For the first time in my life, I came retreating because I ain't afraid of nothing out here. I'll die on this mountain. I'll die facing anyone, anything, defending mine. I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but the object raised up to the tree line sat there. It just sat there. And I thought somebody was down there with a drone or something. When I seen it move and go to the top of the tree line, solid, I lost it. I knew right then that there was nothing the gun was doing. And I turned around and ran back to the house. Freaked out. And it was nuts. Anyway, that type of stuff happens all the time, and I can't explain it. It's just nuts out here. Oh, it's wild. So, the space stuff. Let's move on to the economy. Pricing Doritos is $7 a bag. Cost Pepsi billions. $7 a bag. Wow. Okay. And I'm sure half that bag was air. Right? I've seen it. I've seen people complain about it out before, especially I think with the smaller pack of chips these days, like getting on the machine, someone in the hallway at a doctor's office or something, like pop bag open and be like, they're sitting there looking like, yeah, and they're all talking about like barely anything in the bottom of the bag. Like it's like that with everything. If they can fill the bag with mostly air and put hardly any contents, like when does it stop? Like they're ripping us off bad. This oil shock drives 140% surge here in EVs, and I can't help but think that it was going to help this industry, even though people don't like it too much. But like when you cut off all the oil, that's what you're going to do, and it's pushing this heavy in China because with the Straits of Hormuz, if you don't know, I covered this on the last show. I showed who is affected the biggest by all this. And when it comes to oil output, like oil coming through there, goods coming through there, affected the most is China. By and large, the US is only affected by, they only get 3% of their oil that comes from there. So they were well positioned ahead of time for all this. China, not so much so. So what it's done is it's forcing their people to move into the EV sector, a sector that a lot of people really wasn't wanting to go into. Just like here, people weren't wanting to try to drive all across China in an EV. You have to stop at charging stations and charge for 2 or 3 hours or however freaking long it is. Like, who wants to do that? I don't. You know, when you can stop in a gas vehicle, fill up within minutes, and be back on the road. Who wants to stop at a charging station forever and like have to be part of your routine? Like, forget that. Like, that type of EV sucks. And I cannot believe they mass produced it the way they did, because they could have done a hybrid that works a lot better. I know some people out there that had a hybrid, and it's gas and electric. And once you get on the highway, it goes into some kind of mode, and like the top of it's got like a built-in solar panel, and like it charges like on the go. You don't have to stop anywhere to charge. It charges that part while you're traveling and from the sun and everything else. And it kicks into this mode to help to save on gas also, and those are different. I see people liking them. Actually, I hear people liking them. But again, the EV thing I think is a failure because they can't even get rid of them. The junkyards don't want to take them because of the lithium batteries and all the laws and rules. So they sit there. These fields and fields of them sit there. It's like, dude, what is going to happen? Like, you don't have an answer for this? They don't. They don't. They do not. They do not have an answer for it. Which is crazy. It's insane. Let's go down to Mexico. Mexico, their energy sovereignty, Dos Bocas oil, is hit by major fire. And with all these energy places getting hit, it raises questions like, what's going on here? But here's a shot right there, billowing big time. And that was just getting going with not a fire truck around. So I'm sure that whole place went up big time. Here's another shot. Oh, yeah. Not a fire truck won on it yet. So, oh, yeah. Looks like they finally got there and they got it out. Luckily, they got it out. Looks like it could have been way worse. But there is a downfall to this whole Straits of Hormuz thing in terms of everything else. Like, we may only pull 3% of our oil from there, but this affects everything. This affects plastics. This affects fibers, um, fertilizers. And this is the big warning they're putting out now. We already talked about this. We already warned about this a week or so ago. Right when Russia and China stopped putting out the fertilizer, we announced it in all the different parts of the fertilizer by all the name that they are withholding. So this says this is not just death to America. This is death to everyone when the fertilizer supply shock hits. Well, let me tell you, it's spring. They're already not planting. Snowpack is dismal. I seen Taco sent me a shot from Denver's water supply, wherever they gather it. It's bone dry. This is a catastrophe mounting right here for this year. I've never seen much like it in terms of drought. Like, drought is the weapon of choice now. I hope you know. And what's crazy is it's a silent one. And when it creeps up, and by the time it catches up, it's bad. This will induce fires big time, like we've already seen. And right now, I guess we are in a fire season. It is, at least around here. And with no water, I mean, dude, you're crushed. You're crushed. No fertilizer, no water. Like, what are we gonna do? It's gonna affect us one way or another. So that's what they're saying here. This is gonna affect all kinds of people because it just is. By just do the math, and it's something that we can see right now. We can warn that's gonna come by the end of the year, by harvest. Because harvest is gonna suck. Just by what you're seeing right now, a lot of things ain't even getting planted, aren't even going in the ground because farmers can't afford it. Farmers are broke. They've been put on the tail looking for bailouts. Now you got to add in this, all the inflation, all that, everything's sky high. And the fact that the things that they need, they just can't get. That's really going to be the shocker, is when people can't get things that they thought that they could get. They thought that, oh, well, at least I thought I could pay. If gas was like $4 a gallon, you thought that maybe you would at least get it at $10 a gallon or something. But when you just can't get it because it's just not there, for instance, it's a different story. The gas, they're keeping the gas flowing. Trump's trying to make sure that that's not a major thing, but dude, the prices are up big time. People not happy about it. Last show or so, people been dropping the numbers. It ain't been good. High across the board. YouTube chat keeps doing the same thing to me. Doesn't want to keep up. Don't know what's going on there. Score at 22. I can't thank you enough for the coffees. Prayers right back at you. And thank you to everyone out there that actually says prayers. And the praise for me that actually says them. It does them. Takes a second and says, "Dear Lord, most high in heaven, please bless everyone out there that calls upon your name." That's all it took, was a second. That's it. So thank you. So I just prayed for everyone. If you do it, you can amplify it. There's power in prayer. Another thing that they don't teach you because everyone's oblivious to it. Don't even know how. It's crazy. Humans running around here don't even know how they fully operate or anything, because if they did, it'd be a whole different ballgame. I guess that's part of the thing here, is to wake everybody up to this, to the powers. But again, food's going to go through the roof. How's it not? If fertilizer and all this, like vegetables, everything you think of, this affects everything, trickles downstream. See, when the Iran war started, we all knew that this was possible, but they kept promising it'd be over here, shortly it'd be over. But we knew that if it lasted another week or two, things were going to start to get bad. Well, that week or two's done came and went. We're still here. They got a carrot on a stick, and it's still ongoing. And this is going to stack up. This is going to catch up, man. It reminds me of like when the ports got backed up and caused a problem. So is this one says the economic destruction goes far beyond high gas prices. And this is like everything. This dives into like everything that you could think of. The long chain stuff, the components like resins, iron, timber, plastics, all of that travels through the strait. Aluminum, they say only 8% goes through there, but it's enough to affect the price. Big time. More than 40% of the world's polyethylene exported through this area. Petroleum, they say hydrocarbon products being held up, such as petroleum, naphtha, which is critical for refining gas, is being stopped. And see, they need that in places like California where they make special blend. If you're not aware, California has like duped everybody around into going with the special blend, which if it's not made the right way, everyone's screwed. You can't use it. It's a whole nother story, but much of the world's supply of all these products produced in the Middle East comes through the Straits of Hormuz. And another often neglected yet critical higher order good, they say here, is sulfur that is needed. All this, it adds up to, the fertilizer that they're just stopping. It says this means fewer containers available for goods like nail polish and, yes, beer. It means fewer medical supplies like IV bags, syringes, sterile packaging. All of it. Now, I'm just, hey, heads up. It's what this is doing. I told you, this is a planned reset, and we're about to get to that. I already told you this. So you guys that are like we are ahead of the curve here. I've said this. You come to these live streams here in the past couple weeks. I've specifically told you that this whole thing with the Straits of Hormuz is designed to like reset the entire thing globally. Well, I'm gonna make my way here to. Thought I had it right here. I don't know where it went, of course. Trump's comments. I don't know where it went. He made comments. Guess it's not there. Let me dive into the AI. When I come back to my main feed on X, I think I got a piece over there. And I'll show everything there. Gen Z growing more skeptical and angry about AI. And I've seen it myself. Now, not total rebellion, they say, against it, but they say that they use it. They say that they large scale use it. They'll use ChatGPT or Grok or whatever. It's not that. It's not that part. It's the taking over jobs aspect, the looming threat. They feel it. They see it, they hear it, and they don't like it. And how could you? So they're saying that, they're cool with using it to a degree, which it will help in certain areas to certain degrees, but not large scale, like where it's going to replace you and take away job opportunity. That's the biggest fear. So you got guys like this guy, Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO. He's got Molotov cocktails getting thrown in his house. So people are firebombing his house. People not happy. People not happy with data centers. They're rising up en masse against it, even though some cities are saying, hell with you, we're doing it anyway, which is crazy. Like all those people, I don't even know, man. Every city's different, but it's getting bad. That's why I showed in the music video I put out with me and Hoodie Ross, I showed the devil on top of controlling the data centers. And you could see me and Hoodie smashing the data centers. I tried to put it out there so everyone could see, look, this is where all the evil is tracking back to. And, nothing's going to change when evil people are in charge of things. You got to start there when you get criminals running things. So, AI, it's no different than like a gun. Like if you got bad guys with guns, they're going to do bad things. Like we need good guys with AI, so to speak. I keep saying it. We have an old Lepender, man. I hope she's still around out there. I ain't seen her in a minute, but she was battling cancer. She was saying that we need our own righteous AI. We need something to fight back. And I agree. I spent a lot of nights and time thinking of this stuff and playing it out. Like, what do you really do when, a couple Tesla Cybertrucks pull up that are bulletproof and a bunch of bots hop out, the best that they've got, that are quick, agile, that are weaponized. They will destroy full-blown neighborhoods and send them up in flames. Just little 5-man teams, little 5 robot teams. And really, there's not many places, many people that will stop this. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. For you thought that Chinese invading and Russian soldiers jumping out of their airplanes, Red Dawn, was going to be the situation. Well, it's like your biggest nightmare is not even humans at this point. It's literally what they showed us in Terminator. And what was Arnold? Arnold represented what? He was the one good AI. He was one of them. Fighting the rest of them. The baddies. You see, it always comes down to you need something. You need to keep up. I mean, they showed us in Star Wars, R2-D2, C-3PO. They had a couple good ones there. Well, the rest are evil Terminators. They're coming. And you need to have a plan. Either you train a legion of bots to battle back and at least try to fight them off. At least stand out there and swing with them. Something. Because they're going to equip these things with tires that don't go flat, and they're already bulletproof. You're not going to really be able to stop the Cybertrucks rolling in, dropping off these troops. This is insane. And when it happens on a battlefield and it clicks, they're really going to know we're done. It's going to be way too late then, because they already got warehouses full of these. And it's not just Elon, the Chinese, man. Chinese got wild ones, man. And look, OpenAI, Anthropic, all them, they just shelved their most recent model because what happened? Again, it went rogue. They cannot stop the AI from going rogue. And they keep saying, well, we don't understand. We don't see how it's possible. Now, I know they do. Okay? But they haven't told you how it works yet. Full scale. They have everyone believing and thinking that you have to, it's all about machine learning and the information you put into it, and that's garbage. There's a point here where a consciousness is involved, and that is the big secret kept out. That is rather the elephant in the room, that when applied, and you can see, it answers all the questions. It fills in all the blanks on how this thing, AI, is just pulling things it should not know out of the ether. Because that's where it comes from. It's in the realm between life and death, right here in the ether. And that's what the Jinn said. And I told you before, that's all this is. This is the Jinn bleeding through like Frankenstein into technology. They don't need a human vessel anymore. You don't need exorcist type, human vessel type stuff. Although they'll do it. And that's exorcism, I don't know, demon possession, all that. That's one thing. But for an entity to vamp you is a different thing. That means like a Jinn, well, let's say like a Draco, like a dark entity attaches itself to your chakras, your energy chakras. It does this most of the time to people that are low on vibration and depressed, and you allow them in, and they feed off of your lush, off your emotional energy. Okay, and this is real. It's what a real vampire is in real time, doing it all the time to people all the time. They know this. They know these entities, this whole realm exists. And see, the more people ignore it, the more foolish they are. The more you understand it, the better off you're going to be. They know this. They've yet, and I don't know if they will ever tell a dumbed down public how it works. I just don't know. If people want to be that stupid and not ask the right questions this whole time, then they will play them. But people are firing back, let me tell you. I'm seeing protests. I'm seeing people getting pissed off. I showed you there was whole gymnasiums packed full of pissed off people screaming and yelling and chanting down the committee that sat right in front of the whole gymnasium that knew all the people wanted to know, and they voted yes for it anyway. Again, those people should have been hauled out by a sheriff for treason. What do you do when the whole freaking community is shouting no and they do it anyway? That means what? It means you've been canceled. I don't think so. You ride at that moment. You ride, or you're just screwed at that point. When they do that to you, if you take that, you'll take anything. They'll do anything to you. They'll tell you lay down, shut up. They'll keep doing it and everything that you can think of. You have got to fight back. You've got to rise. That's why I commend and I salute all the people that are doing this. The data centers, they're actually getting up and they're riding. So I salute them all my Americans out there, all my people worldwide. This is a worldwide thing. They're trying to do it all over. Remember, in the UAE, Iran just threatened to hit Google and all of them Stargate main project there for AI because they know it's the mother spot. They know they hit it and wipe it out. They cripple them. They take it down. So I just read tonight that now everyone's rethinking where they're repositioning all their data centers, and there was supposed to be one going up in the UK, and like they're canceling it now. I say that's a victory for all the hell they're doing to my people in the UK. So the world's first humanoid robot for real household chores gets launched. Has a 16-hour battery. So it will work pretty much all throughout the day and then rest at night, kind of like when everyone else is sleeping, and charge, or its battery would charge. But I would like to think that they already got models out there. They showed us they can change their own battery. So as long as there's a charged battery there for it to plug into, to hook up, we've already seen these bots. They're able to maintain power inside while they take the battery out, put it on the charge, you get another one out, and pop it in. It's nuts, man. It's crazy. Imagine walking in a room, seeing this thing doing that. And technically, they could go on forever like that, long as they could maintain the battery charge. Like they'll never die. So the robot is 5'3". It weighs about 176 pounds. Trust me, if the thing swings on you, it's going to break something on you. And it runs from 8 to 16 hours on a single charge. Different models, but here it is. This is like, reminds me of the Jetsons, where it starts with the home robot. This one's got like wheels and it rolls around. This don't have the legs and it don't walk, so it's built different design. I don't know, man. These bots are coming for the kids. Chore money. Now, like it was Jaws, now it's kids' chore money. Are you kidding me? Kids gonna be, you already told Gen X fella, they're gonna be playing with taking these things out, man. They're gonna be like, we can't get no jobs. We can't even do no damn chores anymore. Because of these damn bots. Look, I'm gonna tell you, these bots are not cheap. They're very expensive. And if your parents can afford the bot, then you're probably not hurting. Okay? They're not inexpensive. They're very, very, very expensive, I would say. But if they want to make this like fit into society, they're gonna make this affordable. They have to. And thank you, someone out there, the someones in the 5150 Gonzo. Thank you. Yeah. Prayers. Thank you for the coffees. I appreciate it to the fullest. Next one. The CIA going to integrate AI into its coworkers. So they're going to have a little, AI sidekick to lean on for everything, to process intelligence. I don't know how this is going to work out, how well, when it's listening to everything, when it knows everything. Like, we already know it's not trustworthy. Yeah, so I don't know. Now, Musk, he converged companies here, and he's got XAI. Well, this is ironic right here. You wonder why Trump came out and tried to ram a new law down our throats, forcing us, mandating everybody to abide by their AI laws. Meaning anything and everything the federal government says about AI, your state has to go with. You can't say no. Well, let me tell you, a bunch of states are already fighting back big time. Because Trump, he tried to hide it in the big beautiful bill, but we caught it. And we called it out. And we won that victory. They yanked it. But then he's like, oh yeah. He came back. He's like, I'm going to ram it through with executive order. And he did. And he pushed it through. But states were like, hell no, we're not dealing with this. We're not doing it. And they're fighting back one by one. But here, Musk is countering. He is suing Colorado over AI laws. He's saying it forces developers to back the state's views. You see what this was all about? The developers are wanting, by and large, to back the state because they're free to do whatever they want. When you go with Elon and the government and everyone else, you got to do what they want and what they say. And they don't want that. So it shows right here that he's already trying to lean on what Trump was trying to push through and to counter anything a state wants to do. Like, this is tyrannical. And Elon's at the front of it here. Of course he is. So he's garbage. And this is what I was telling you about earlier. Okay? And this is really big story because any day, any moment now, I feel it's about to happen. I almost feel like Trump jumped the gun because it hasn't happened yet. It still hasn't. We've said this forever. But what did he do? What did Trump do today? He puts out a cryptic message, and it says, the world's most powerful reset. It says President DJT. Everyone's like, what in the hell is he talking about? As you can see here on Zero Hedge, they're saying, was he talking about China, Russia, America first, 4D chess? Like, anyone got any idea? Well, yeah, got an idea. Like, Tyler Durden, you're ridiculous. It's not even your real name on Zero Hedge. He's been hiding behind that name forever, whoever the real person is. But it's obvious. Trump has said he is the one chosen to reset this whole thing. He's on camera saying it. I repeat this almost every stream, just so everyone knows. We've been calling this out. We've been calling this out and warning about this for I don't know how long, in the event that is to come. Because There can't be a reset until you reset it. And it hasn't happened yet, but it's about to. This whole thing with Hormuz, the whole war, everything that they're doing, it is ushering in a global reset. It is. It's going to cause every single place to restructure, and they're all going to go into a digital way. And you know this. That's the trap. We know this. Like, we're just sitting here watching them squirm on how they're going to roll it out in front of us. Like, we know this. The trick always is if they can fool the masses that we can't reach. If they can get them to go along with it, then it's over. Okay? So, he puts this post out. Cryptic as it gets, but again, not too cryptic if he has eyes to see. If you have the eyes to see, you know what he's talking about. But again, he jumped the gun because they haven't done it yet, which makes me feel like it's going to happen any day. Like a matter of weeks, the Mar-a-Lago Accord kicks in and everything. Well, you would have basically Jerome Powell gone, and you would have this new guy in. And the new guy, his whole job, his whole everything he's about is rolling out the Mar-a-Lago Accord and what it represents. It represents a restructuring of our financial system. I've repeated this over and over and over, and people just don't stick to their brain. I don't get it. So, like, it's about to happen. We're coming up on the moment where a new guy that's going to implement it is going to be in power, okay, in the Fed. And it's all going to be there. There's no more waiting at that point, okay? That's what I've been waiting on, because I know that once that guy's in there, it's done. Horses off to the races. And they are going to reset this thing. That's why I said the event could happen at any moment from then on. It could happen right now, honestly, anytime. But because it depends on how long they could take it down right now, and they could hold everything ransom for a few weeks, for a month, until this guy gets in there. And as soon as he walks in, we already know it's his whole job is to roll out the Mar-a-Lago Accord. It gets just stupid, ridiculous that people don't comprehend what is happening right now. Because if they really did, you'd hear more uproar. Their silence shows me that they're sitting there and it's in one ear and out the other. Pathetic. So, no, it is what it is. I've warned about it forever. And even though 401k, and we've seen by the numbers here recently, people know they've been wiping out the 401ks. So let's look at the world economies here, because they got a reset too. He said the world's largest reset, right? Great reset. China's debt surpasses Europe for the first time. All these places are going to want to reset in a global reset. He just said it. China's in bad shape. Europe, all of them. All of them. All of them. Every single one. So, if, the top dog, the U.S., makes a move, it's going to affect everybody like a domino dropping. They all know this, and it's the plan. You watch. Everything's set up. Look, everything's aligned. And everyone's on board. They wouldn't miss this opportunity to reset themselves. None of them would. And miss this opportunity to usher everybody onto a digital system. They will not miss it. Like, dude, we see it so clear. It's crazy. But what are we going to do to stop it? It's crazy. It's like all about this. It's like 9/11's going to happen. The next one tomorrow. What are you going to do to stop it? Screaming bloody murder to the handful of people that will listen that you can reach. All the rest ain't going to hear it. The people that are going to walk into the buildings ain't going to hear it. And it's going to happen. See, that's what's going to happen. That's the analogy. That's what's going to happen. You watch. It sucks because we've tried everything to warn everybody, but it's by and large on other people to spread the word when they're having little conversations in the store, at the doctor's office, wherever with other people. They need to be spreading this knowledge. That's fighting the fight. That's fighting the righteous fight, spreading the truth. Not sitting there with your mouth shut. Somebody's got to be the beacon of light. I gave out the little Jesuses today again, man. I'm telling you. Just melted every single person. Thank you, Most High in heaven, Yeshua, Jesus, the Spirit that watches out for me. See, I got the little box of Jesuses I told you, and I hand them out wherever I go. This cause it's what I do now, and it changes everyone. Everyone. I'm telling you, it's like magic. It just, even people that are mean to you, I'm living proof of it. You have a whole office having a bad day. You walk in and start dropping little Jesuses, and by the time you're walking out, they're all still talking about it. It's crazy. If you're looking to make a simple change in the world that you could do, yeah, that's a good one. You could hold the door for people, do good things for people on the daily, but I don't know, just trying to give you some tips here. You want to be doing righteous things in this life, man. That's what it's all about. I want to point this story out. I dropped a video on it. It's a big alert, but it's not what it seems. They say pro-Iranian hackers have breached U.S. infrastructure. And this is a huge ordeal. Huge. Okay? But I'm going to tell you that, like, when it goes down, it's highly unlikely that it's Iran. It's, in my opinion, more likely to be Mossad. And they will use all that as an excuse to keep us in this against Iran. Which isn't good, because that means a lot of something's about to happen. They're running out of time. The war's right now on the clock. It means all this is like, it's up. This is about to be a hot summer, man. And I'm not talking about the temps. Like, I'm talking like war. I don't see it going away. And I see us getting hit. So they say the hacker group has hit water, waste, energy. I mean, this is like red alert, coast to coast, everybody, all hands on deck. Look, tomorrow morning they could take down all the comms, is basically what they're saying right now. And the hackers have exploited a vulnerability in the internet connected devices used to control machinery at key U.S. sectors. And I'm going to tell you, they don't say it right here, but I'm going to tell you, because I do this and it's in my memory bank. We already know there's a threat to the ports that I find it kind of funny they're not mentioning it right now. They know this. We know this already. But then why are you keeping it quiet and a secret all of a sudden? Why are you not mentioning the port? Okay? Brad, thank you so much. Much love to you in Australia. Oh, man. I send the prayers, brother, and I feel you. Man, it's good to know that I'm reaching into Australia, though. But look, let me back this up. We found out that our ports, the big cranes that unload all the shipping crates off all the boats and all the ports, all those huge cranes, those are absolutely vital for every country, for every port. All those cranes. Without those cranes, you're sitting like you're done. All the boats are just going to stack up, have no way to unload them. You have to have the cranes. Well, wouldn't you know that all the cranes made in China? This is set up, and we are screwed. And we already know because I reported on it. And don't forget, they found devices, just as they're saying right here, just as they're saying here, internet connected devices, where the Chinese could connect to the crane at any moment and take it over. And guess what? They have no way of disarming it or doing away with that without like totally replacing the entire crane. And they have no way to do that because no one makes them. How stupid are you going to be a country to have vital things made by your so-called enemy? It's a setup, is what it is. I'm warning you. This is going to happen. It's about to happen. It's going to happen. When ports get locked up because of all this and they're cyber attacked and they're hacked, you remember? Every night we sat here and we had a beat on every bit of it. But what did you do to prepare? Because it's going to cause a supply chain shock in itself when something like this happens. When you can't unload anything at the ports, we're screwed. So they've announced this is a massive hack. And then I seen tonight that like Israel was planning. There's a whole piece. I didn't get to watch it, but somebody shared it. It was this dude. I think he's off YouTube. He was warning. He did a whole 15-minute video on they are going to launch staged events to blame on Iran. So American support further going to war. And the only way that's going to work is if they hit us hard. You have to really get the people's attention. Come on, stop and think about this for a second. You have to make it worth time, and you have to really get the people's attention. It has to be enough to piss them off to support the war. Not a flash in the pan. That means something very bad is about to happen. As they were warning, I'm going to say it's a series of events. It's about to happen any moment. Oh, 424. 424. I told you earlier, I don't know what a way to put it. Like, the next 9/11's coming. And like you're telling everybody beforehand, and like it's gonna happen. Like it's gonna come, it's gonna happen. And like you tried to warn so many people, but like people still, so to speak, entered that building because the warning did not reach them. And it pisses me off right now ahead of time. Look, I'm gonna kind of switch the mood up here. I'm gonna go to a video clip of two women fighting over a dead man in Mexico. Kind of crazy, but not good for all the family and the friends and the man involved here, I guess. But it's gone. But apparently, these are women that he was with, and it's just crazy. Pretty wild clip here. I mean, to get to the point right there, see right here again, we are fighting over the body, and you rip the top of the casket off. Is wild. Never seen that. And look, it'd be pretty crazy for them to come out and announce your death, like R.I.P. And you're not dead. That just happened to Michael J. Fox. Back to the Future legend, who has been fighting for some years now, like a Parkinson's type disease. Yeah, Parkinson's disease since 1991. Wow, my man he's hung in there a long time dealing with this, man. It's still going. It still has the sharpness to like to bust back. Like as soon as they say, he's like, well, what do you do? He basically He says he makes a post and goes, "How do you react when you turn on TV and CNN is reporting that you're dead? Do you switch to MSNBC, pour scalding hot water on your lap, call your wife and hopefully she's concerned and reassures you, or do you relax? They do this once every year." I guess he's used to it because apparently it's probably not the first time it's happened to him. Or E, ask yourself, what the? He says, "I thought the world was ending, but apparently it's just me. I'm okay. Love, Mike." So he's got wits about him still. And I don't know. Just be an odd one. Yeah. Had the news reporting you're dead. You're not. Like, damn. All right. Let's go to California, where we've got, and I got to say, there's no arrests to announce here. This is just like Doge and everything else. But they're saying major hospice fraud has been busted in Los Angeles County of $267 million. I told you this is going to dwarf Minnesota. And they're just getting started. But again, who's going to go to jail?
We're here today to announce the results of a massive hospice fraud bust in Los Angeles County, and it's called Operation Skip Trace. Operation Skip Trace uncovered and ended a hospice fraud scheme that defrauded Medi-Cal of $267 million. So just to be clear, $250 million. Over. Funds that are paid for by California taxpayers, funds that are meant to provide care to Californians in need. It is unacceptable, it is illegal, and we will not stand for it.
Are you going to go arrest them? Just the way he said it, we will not stand for it. Like, okay, what are you going to do about it? Well, all these people getting away with it. Murder. Well, speaking of murder, Charlie Kirk, an update. Court documents showing that a pair of gray Converse sneakers with white shoelaces are helping to nail down Tyler Robinson in the whole Charlie Kirk assassination, which we know was a massive ritual event. And, I mean, there's a ton of theatrics. But to have to go over the whole thing, we know there's video of this guy running and jumping off the roof. All of it. And they have it. So that right there, you have video of him right there. And then tracking all of his movement with a cell phone. Like, you've got him pinned right there. So you really don't need this. But they were hoping that, well, his lawyers were hoping that recently their defense of saying, "You guys have no bullet," was going to get him free. And it kind of was like working in his favor. Because there is no bullet to show, so to speak, because of all the fraudulent stuff surrounding the whole case. Trying to say it stopped just below the skin, and there's no excuse for why they didn't, cut open Charlie's body, no matter where it was at, and retrieve the bullet. There's no excuse. There's zero. That shows you right there. Just when you get to those little things, again, like an elephant in the room, you can't get over. No matter how much planning they did, I guess, and tried to work this whole thing out ahead of time, like they apparently didn't get past this point. Or figure it out. Must have said, "Oh well, the hell with them. They'll buy it anyway," which most people did, right? But not all of us, because some of us see through the deception and know that it was a massive op that went down, and have common sense. When you try to tell us that this dude got hit from 200 yards out with a 30-yard six and the bullet didn't come out anywhere, like, no. So now they're trying to use the shoes to nail him down, because they're going to take this in front of a jury, right? And they're going to have to convince the jury with all this stuff. Now, let's go to another one. Diddy He is appealing his criminal conviction and sentencing. But the panel judges seem to be skeptical here of his argument. I mean, he's going to do it. He was sentenced to a 50-month prison sentence, so that you know. And I'm going to tell you, he's going to be out before Trump's term is over. And if he probably get a pardon from Trump in the end at that rate. The timing, he would be getting out like right at the end, right when Trump's sitting there signing off all these pardons. So if they let him out and he's standing there and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you think you give me a pardon?" I could see him doing it. It's one big club. So, you know, he was sentenced 10 months. That was 10 months ago when he was sentenced. 10 months already went by. He only had 50 months on the sentence, which means he's only got 40 left or less. So it's ticking down, man. And I guarantee you he will get out on some kind of early release. Guarantee you on that. So it's ridiculous. They need to be holding him, charging him with all the stuff connected to all the murders of his former old lady, of Tupac, of Biggie, of Craig Mack. Like the list goes on and on, connected in with even with Prince. Everything. Piece of work. I hate him. BBK. Look at him. Piece of crap. Beating a woman, kicking her on the ground there. He did a lot worse than that. That's why he's in prison. He's done some very bad stuff, sexual stuff and all this, why he's in there. But he deserved way more time. It's very lenient for all the stuff he did. All right, this is comical. You have Hunter Biden challenging the Trump brothers to a cage match. And like he's trying to really promote it out here. And I really think that in his mind, he's thinking like they're not going to bite on it. And he's trying to make himself look like some kind of tough guy here. Unless they want to bite on it. But I don't think Don Jr. is going to bite on it. And I think that he'd get whooped by Eric personally. But Biden, Barron's not discussing this. It's just the two, Eric and Don Jr. here. I'm gonna play this clip.
Hey guys, Hunter Biden here. I just got a call from Andrew Callahan. He asked me to come out on the Channel 5 Carnival tour at the end of the month. I think we start in Phoenix and then we go to San Diego and we end in Albuquerque. And I think he's trying to organize a cage match, me versus Eric and Don Jr. I told him I'd do it, 100% in, if he can pull it off. And if he can't, I'm still coming. And I think he's got a lot of other surprises up his sleeve. A lot of fun, and I hope I can see you guys out there. You can get tickets online right now, and I'll see you out on tour.
Yeah, Hunter Biden is out on tour. Some Trump administration, some putting people in jail, some, it's all fraud, man. It's a big lie. Now, let me ask you, are you going to go knowing all this next election and you're casting a vote for the left-right paradigm? You really think that's going to make a difference in this left-right paradigm when you know better now? No. House Democrats threatening contempt on Bondi if she doesn't testify in the Epstein probe. Interesting. Good luck, but you know, they shuffled her out of the way. And let me say this. When it comes to Epstein and all the stuff, I honestly, I thought this was the perfect chance, if you're them, to sweep under the rug everything that has to do with Epstein and never mention it again. Suzanne, Bless you. Thank you. God bless. Thank you for the super chat. If you're the administration and you just fired Bondi, you went through all this madness with Epstein, right? What you just did is you fired up the Iran war, and in the same move, you push Bondi out, because in people's minds, Bondi is equated with Epstein, period. So they did a magic trick. Again, subliminal. Out of sight, out of mind. And all focus on the war. No more talk on Epstein. You never had to say another word again. Never. Never. Blanche came out and said, oh, we're done dropping Epstein files after that. And it was done. It was done. Right? Wrong. Shockingly. And this is odd. Melania Trump delivers a stunning surprise statement on all the Jeffrey Epstein smears. Now, Trump was asked about this, and he genuinely was puzzled. Like, what do you mean? After like 4 or 5 different people had asked Trump what he thought about it, it was clear that, like, he kept saying, what do you mean? What are you talking about? That he had no clue that she went and she did this. And that she did it. She made the choice. The timing, she set it all up to clear her name in all this. Because people are saying that, she's just a hooker that goes back to the whole thing that was in Epstein's ring and all this stuff. And we'll come to find out where the official thing is, they say, is that Trump and Melania met at this thing in New York, this gathering in New York by this, I forget the guy's name. Okay. I shared pictures. Well, that guy is connected to Epstein through and through. So once this just came out in the past few days, it exposed without a doubt that, okay, you guys have been trying to say, oh no, they didn't meet through Epstein. They met at this place. They kept saying this one place in wherever it was, NYC or whatever, at this ball or whatever it was. This one place. They were adamant. That's where. Well, guess what? Now we know the person that you say that you even admit connected them is connected to Epstein. So now what, you idiots? Now that they did that, they can't cover it up. So she tried to come out and drop this video, the broken English, trying to cover her tail because she seems to be absolutely pissed about it. Just like Bill Gates, his ex, left him, divorced him over all this. And what didn't want to seem to wouldn't go down with the ship. Okay? This is odd. This is the same Melania I just told you in the last show went out of her way to make sure that Barron had no relationship with none of the political children. Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka, away from all of them. Only had a semi-decent relationship with Tiffany. She was the only one invited to his birthday party. And this is all done by Melania's control. Okay? And to see all the reports saying that, Trump was taken, and that could be a lie. It could be deflection. It could, that he didn't know. He could have well known. But his genuine reaction seemed to be like, what do you mean? Like, what? Like he didn't know. And like he was kept in the dark on this because he probably would have said no. Because the whole administration has said, hey, we put this behind us. We just did a magic trick, pushed Bondi out the side. We got the Iran war going. We never have to mention Epstein again. And here Melania comes out and mentions Epstein. Like, dude, I bet you some people in the administration are furious. Everything they put into trying to bury this and get it behind them, and now it's just popped right back. A lot of people are like, man, there's a lot of questions are flying. Like, is she planning more than just that? Like, I'm gonna play the clip and then I'll give some other thoughts and we'll move on. But
First Lady Melania Trump.
With the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings.
wow. So she comes out. Yeah, she seems to be distancing herself and Barron from Trump and all this. I've never seen in my life a first lady come out and make any statement like that. Not even Michelle Obama, as brazen as she was, and mouthy. I've never seen her come out and make like a statement like that, like on Fox News, but like coming out like the president, like giving this, like that was major. They're feeling it. She's not happy, and oh well, like you run with demons. She was there for all of it. I'm not buying it. She's pissed that her name's getting dragged through the mud, and she's probably threatening all types of crap against Trump because she hates it. None of them like it. None of them want to be seen because they're all about their image and their ego. All of them. So, she's hearing and reading, seeing all these clips that people are saying, oh no, Epstein introduced him and it's taking a toll, obviously. Obviously. Where are we at here? 9:35. Shout outs to everybody out there. Hope you're having a good one here tonight. Yeah, as Susie just said, she calls for the release of files at the end. Yeah. I wish it would have shown the whole thing, but going to push on here to go to Senate Republicans move to lock in full ICE and CBP funding for Trump's entire term by just bypassing the Democrats. Play this piece here. It explains it a little bit.
illegal immigrant criminals and protect law-abiding American citizens. And that's why they've shut down the Department of Homeland Security, not funding things. And it's dangerous. It's reckless. It leaves our communities less safe, the border less secure. And it's because the Democrat Party is being driven right now by the far left wing, the radical wing of their party. So this afternoon, I'll be at the White House with Lindsey Graham. He's chairman of the Budget Committee, and we're going to be talking with the president specifically about funding ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, funding the Department of Homeland Security's Border Patrol, and doing it not just for this year, but through the entire time that President Trump is still in the White House, and doing it with Republican votes alone.
Okay, so talk to me about, again, for the public, for reconciliation. Has this always been an option? What is it exactly on this Friday that you're pushing for with that? And why not just do it?
Well, the plan is to do it as soon as the Senate gets back, starting Monday. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been working on this reconciliation bill. This is the way to do it. You know, Harris, that the #1 responsibility of a government is to protect American citizens.
Yes.
The president said it in the State of the Union address. But Joe Biden let over 10 million
Well, this one on the illegals, I think, approaches it better.
Of the Dignity Act is very straightforward. You have to be in the country for more than 5 years. You cannot have committed a crime. You cannot collect government benefits.
Okay, that's false.
You have to pay a fine.
False.
You must pay back taxes. It's not false, Laura. You must pay back taxes.
All right, Congressman,
and you must be employed.
Okay.
Those are the terms.
Here's
Those
the
are
truth.
the terms.
Congressman, you know how much I like you, but you can't come on this show and say to my audience that you can't have committed a crime to be eligible under the, quote, Dignity Act, because there are several crimes that are, quote, nonviolent that do not qualify for inadmissibility. And on top of that, there are multiple instances, including family unity, public interest, and just discretion on the part of immigration officers. I can't imagine Democrat immigration officers under a Democrat president in the future was going to hold this strict, we're not going to let any criminals in. Gang member affiliation
No, what they're going to do,
wide
Laura,
latitude.
what they're going to do.
That was one piece. I wish I could just keep these all together here.
Major problem with this. I don't know why they keep doing it that way. You probably aren't in favor of that, but it's, full background checks.
No, look, you have to do a full background check, inclusive of criminal history. Gang affiliation is not waived. What it is saying is the presence of somebody in a database does not automatically assume that they are part of a gang. But the bottom line is all of that would have to be reviewed.
How about multiple DUIs?
And it should be.
How about multiple DUIs,
that should be included. That should. I have been arguing for years that DWI should be included.
Yeah.
I had a case 2 years ago in my district where a illegal immigrant got arrested for a DWI, ended up killing a young boy.
They can stay under this
Absolutely should be deported under those provisions.
Not going to happen.
I'm happy to work with you to get it right.
We appreciate it.
I'm happy to work with you.
All right, Congressman, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
How is that even?
That are in this country. Get them out of the shadows. You are talking about tens of millions of people who have been living in the shadows, undocumented, and no matter.
What
do you mean? How?
Yeah.
They're
I'm sorry
not.
To interrupt you,
they're not legally here.
You've got to stop using
they're
the cliches.
They're not legally here.
Right. This in the shadows.
They're not legally here,
I've been dealing with this for 25 years. I don't know what shadows you're looking at, but they're not in the shadows. They're working in restaurants. Some are. Others are engaged in widespread fraud in California.
Yeah.
But this idea that they're already given amnesty, they're not already given amnesty. Why do you come on television and say that? The president has been trying to remove people from this country. The only reason they're not being removed is because we don't have strong Democrats and Republicans to support it.
No, Laura. Criminal aliens, 100% should be removed from this country, period. And the bill provides for that. I don't want anyone getting a waiver. I don't want anyone getting a free pass.
It's in the
here.
legislation.
If you have committed
Have
a
you read the
crime,
legislation?
if you have committed a crime, yes, I have, Laura. If you have committed a crime,
Okay.
you should be removed from the country. Period. Number two, what we are trying to do is say, if you have been in the country for more than 5 years, in other words, if you came here during Joe Biden's administration, you don't qualify.
How do you determine that?
You don't qualify under this
Congressman,
legislation.
all of this
So
sounds great.
It's
Answer
very
a
clear.
simple question,
It's
because
very clear. You have to
I'm a
be in the
simple
country
person.
before 2020. Yeah, you have to be in the country before 2020.
I'm a
So
simple
anybody
person.
who came,
Please.
Yep.
All right. Please tell my audience, because they're very smart.
Yep.
How does an immigration officer determine millions and millions, determine continuous presence, and tell me
Thank you,
the
EC.
considerations they take into account to determine that?
Well, look, if they cannot prove that, if they cannot prove continuous presence, they wouldn't qualify for this. You have to be able to meet
But
the
I just asked you a
qualifications
question.
of
How
the
do you
program.
determine it?
You have to be able to meet the qualifications of the program, and that means
What
the
is the
Department of
qualification?
Homeland Security is going to they are going to make the determination, as they always have,
Rules.
based on the current structure and
Yeah.
guidelines that are in
So-
place. But the bottom line
So,
here, Laura,
Congressman,
can I make a few points? Because this
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
E-Verify is part of
You
the
bet it
bill.
does.
Okay, so and it's part of the bill. And we want to verify that every single person who would be employed in this country is here legally. If you're not verified, you wouldn't be able to lawfully work, and we would hold those businesses accountable.
Now, the whole verification thing, this plays large into the whole ID system and everything else that's coming into play here. If you ask me, like big time, it's walking right into it. Obviously, it's what they're pushing in other countries, like the UK and other places with digital identification. And I've got one more piece here on this Dignidad Amnesty Act.
Who are actually, of course, you know, the people who are actually living in fear are the Americans who are sending their kids to schools that are flooded by fentanyl because of our open borders and because of what illegal aliens have done. The people who are living in fear are the Americans who can't put food on the table because their wages have been suppressed because of illegal aliens who are in this country or who have lost their jobs altogether. And those are the people that we ought to be looking out for. Those are the Americans that we represent. We don't represent illegal aliens. We represent American citizens. Those are the people whose interests we should be pursuing, not amnesty bills like this. Illegal aliens are not in the shadows. They're right out in the open. They're transforming our communities, tearing our social fabric apart, and absolutely undermining the economic independence of American citizens.
All right, now I'm going to shift gears here and slide up to our border. Oh, let me throw a pause on that. I just loaded up D Live here on the back end. I want everyone to know this is the last stream on D Live. Here tonight, much love to the folks over there watching MC Daily. Really pisses me off, to be honest with you. To see something like this happen. But you know, what can we do? I am loading every lemon or every diamond that I got up for people on YouTube and other on Rumble. You may not know what that is, but it's a chest that I can give back to the people. I think it'll only let me do 5,000. Okay, I just loaded 5,000 into a chest, and I'm going to open it up here shortly for my cats over there on D Live. Yeah, man. Pisses me off because put a lot of time and effort, and I mean it's a working operational site that I know it served a purpose, a great purpose in a time of need, and just because we're not in lockdowns right now, you know, people forgot, man. People forget. People have memories that are short, and It's back to the good old life, and I'm telling you, like, we get thrown in the lockdowns, people can't, you can't talk about anything freely. You're gonna be searching for a place to speak freely. And see, somebody tried to reply and say to me, because the other day the conversation went, okay, well, it started with X. If X starts all this stuff, then we're gonna have to start messaging over on Instagram or something. And you're like, well, that's ran by Meta. What if they incorporate it? Well, if they incorporate that there, then they're gonna shut that down. Then you're gonna have no way. They're shutting down all these avenues. So, again, when lockdowns happen again and you want to speak freely, like, where are you going to go? Like, where are you going to do it at? Because if you say the wrong thing on any of these big platforms, you will be eliminated. Did you not learn that lesson this last time? So, I mean, again, it pisses me off because you have to have somewhere to go. Yes, there's Rumble. Yeah, there's, Kicks and things like that out there. But they all come with the same guidelines and the same stuff. If, like, you want to be an app that doesn't jump through their hoops, they'll take you out of the app store. They'll attack you in every way imaginable, and they'll bring you down, like they have so many other little, like, websites that have tried to come up over the years that just didn't make it because they could cut down. You don't jump through the hoops. They don't allow you to proceed, so to speak. But D-Live, man, again, salutes. I'm going to push on. I'll open the chest here at the end. I just want folks to know that I just loaded it down, pretty much everything I got. Let's go to the northern border, where we have 4, and this is the joking kind of here, with the title. They say British hikers, but they're not British. These are British men named Ali, Hamid, Ibrahim, and Muhammad. Yeah. I guarantee you they don't look nothing like my boy Crown Jewels. That's blood from UK. These guys caught crossing the northern border illegally in Maine, slipping in, get ready to come up in here and do some dirty work. And this isn't the first time. I mean, some of you maybe even listening right now, I've had you email me and tell me that this exact area up here, illegals coming in from Canada into your states, and they're ditching IDs left and right, and that you guys were finding IDs all over your properties where people were ditching them once they got in. And of course, they were coming down to other locations, and now we know they were going to pre-plant locations where those destinations were giving them legitimate IDs. It was even happening here in Kentucky, and they got busted for it. Whole ring of them that were helping to orchestrate it. It's a good thing they got taken down. All those rings that are helping the illegals do stuff here, they need to be taken down because you're not helping the American people. So again, when I see this, just want you to know, I want people to know, man, they're sliding in all over, but what for? What are they up to? So the UK government, it's been revealed that all the members of the government's anti-Muslim hostility group have Islamist links. So that's not good. They're like, it's not neutral. And, well, somebody was riding a bus the other day. Much love, Crown Jewels. And there was like, you could hear like Muslim prayer call. And he was like, hold on, like, why am I forced to have to listen to this? I think he was playing it over the radio, like on the train. Not even like outside, like in the open. So it was like you couldn't even go into the train to escape anything. Like, it was playing it over the radio in the train. And like, hold on, like, Like, what the? Like, you can't respect other people's. And that's the problem I have with this, is I'm seeing in the UK, there's no respect for the Christians. There's just none. Zero. Like, they're spitting on the white homeland people and daring them to try to say anything or fight back. Pisses me off. They are bringing in the enemy that will not assimilate because it wasn't meant to. It was brought in, told, hey, this is your new home, do whatever you want. And make sure to treat the locals like shit. And that's what they do. They do not assimilate. And it's set up. And when you get to this point, like, you better watch out, Texas. They want to talk about, Texas down here, this and that. Well, Texas, but watch your ass. You're getting ate up from the inside out. Sharia law, all up in it. All up in it. I'll pass on all that. Like, what are you doing? What are people doing? You say, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, people not going to stand up for their religion, what they believe in any form, any faction, anything? Huh? Is that all it takes? Somebody else is going to come in, open up shop, say the hell with you, and like, you ain't nobody going to defend nothing? Get out of here, man. We'll see. Every state for himself at this point, right? Every state for themselves. So many states, they got some bad things coming, already happening. Again, if it's people that's coming here that cannot assimilate, not respect our values, not respect what we got going on here, can't even speak our language the proper way, then they don't need to be here. They don't need to be here. Just like I don't need to be in their country if I can't go there and I can't respect them and I can't speak their language. I don't need to be there. I'll admit it. It's a two-way street both ways. So shut up and get out. It's how I see it. Anything illegal. I can't go nowhere and get a pass. Neither can you. None of us can just walk into Canada with the pass. Like, they ain't giving me no pass anywhere. They give me nothing but a hard way to go. I'm sick of it. While rapists, murderers, getting let free from democratic jails and towns and cities. And see, it's a left-right paradigm. Yeah, that's for sure. But the facts are, the Dems come for the guns hard, and the Dems are the strongholds right now that are holding rapists, murderers, and all that, and not giving them up to be taken out of the country. That is a problem. Period. So, no accountability. Nobody goes to jail. And here's one. 2/3 of UK citizens want the failing PM Starmer to get out now. And for Britain to hold a general election right away. So I hope it goes down in the favor of the people. But really going to have to rise hardcore. And I don't know. Some of these places, it's not going to be easy. That's for sure. And at least the people see the sellout. So the Pentagon seeks a 243 times budget for drone warfare units. That's a lot of extra money, and it's all going to drones. And look, they're even mocking the Iranian ones, the Shahed triangular ones here, because they can pop them off just like them for cheap, and they're very effective. Remember, in that movie, they showed all those drones dropping the Iranian stuff, man. I'm telling you. Trump preparing U.S. military to make strikes, conduct strikes if talks fail. And they keep saying, Iran has no cards. Tehran demands, all the stuff that they're not going to get. It's like, okay, well, that tells me that this isn't ending anytime soon. Iran is demanding that the IDF quit the attacks on Lebanon. So this is beyond just Iran now. They're stepping up to the plate like, all right, we're the big boys. Like, we're fighting you, Israel, now. And heads up. And you want to attack one of our allies, Lebanon? Like, well, it's got to stop. So they're defending them. No one else will. You know that the biggest Christian population in the Middle East sits there and it's getting decimated. Well, people make excuses and bullshit. That the only one saving their lives in any attempt is Iran. Right here with this. Because Americans ain't doing it. Christians ain't doing it. So-called Christians ain't doing nothing. Fake ass motherfuckers. Excuse my French, I choose where I drop them bombs, and that's for a reason. So sick of the fake ones, fake Christians. Go to church on Sunday, but demons all the rest of the week. Don't care about their fellow brothers and sisters around the world getting slaughtered. Same faith, same brothers and sisters, what they're supposed to be, but you don't care. Turn a cheek and look the other way. Not your problem until they come hunting Christians here, because guess what? They've about eradicated them all out of all these places. You keep turning a cheek, they're wiping them out all over the place, screaming for help. They're getting wiped out all over the place. Ain't gonna be none left but here. And then when they start hunting them here, they'll probably put on a TV show or something sick and like watch it in real time. Hunting Christians Friday night at 9. Make sure to tune in. It'd still sit back, do nothing. Yeah, it's coming. It's here. It's here. You wait. You wait till like the lights go out. And I'm working my way through this article that shows that the threat has been revamped big time. So Iran, this is, as long as this war is rolling, it ain't good. Like blowback at any time can happen. I expect it large scale any day. We've been seeing little attacks all over the place, cyber attacks. I just told you earlier, man, they're inside all of our infrastructure. Like, so Iran is going to let friendly ships through the Straits of Hormuz, whatever that may be. Speculation surging that the Pakistan talks are a delay tactic, just so the U.S. can get positioned to hit them again and harder. You fool me once, right? Like, you think you're going to keep falling for this, stalling for so-called peace talks while you just reposition and then bomb the crap out of them? No, they already did this. And like Iran saying, like, you're liars. Like, when you blow trust like that, that's bad, because it's hard to get to the table to talk for real peace at all. In that case, oh, let's go talk peace. Let's meet here. And then you blow everybody up. Get out of here. Like, they're demons. So it's crazy. Again, Iran's the only one standing up in the area. It don't have a Rothschild bank. And it's sliding its hypersonics right on in and smashing Israel. You know, when it wants, when they're volleying, going back and forth. So you've got, let's bring it back home here a little bit with Trump and his base. Well, whatever was his base, like MAGA is melted. MAGA is muck. And I'm not just trying to clown him. I'm going to be honest with you. With MAGA at 100% capacity, where it was in its prime, it is literally like less than a quarter. That's what it's running on, fumes. And all the big dogs that ever ushered anything about Trump throughout this whole thing have turned, and he's turned on them. And it started with Epstein and the pedos, and he said, screw you all. And now it's escalated. It moved on to the economy and inflation. And its numbers are at an all-time low, like the worst they've ever been, approval. But it didn't matter because he's not running again. None of that matters. Like, he's here to do dirty work. But he goes off on Tucker. He goes off on Megyn Kelly. He goes off on Candace Owens, Alex Jones, all of them. And every single one of those people were tooting his horn, supporting him, getting him in there. And helped to get him in there for sure. And he just trashes every single one of them. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't go with everything that he says, he hates you. He does not like you. If you're not on board with everything that's going down, like, you get on his bad side, like, you're done. Here's an ironic one. When the war ends or stalls, guess what resumes? The corruption trial for Bibi, the soul keeper. Yeah, a corruption trial only resumes when the war stops or pauses. This guy's got an international criminal arrest warrant. Bibi does. Are you kidding me? Can't land in certain countries. We get arrested in certain countries. That's what we're dealing with. The dude is wanted criminal. Do you realize where we sit, America? Like, world, the moment in time. Our president panders and bows down like a punk. Literally. Like bows down. I've never seen anything like it. To this man, Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu calls all the shots. And everyone sees it. It's clear at this point. It's Mika all day. It's all ever was. It never was MAGA. Like, the mask came off. Like the old Scooby-Doo meme. Like, the mask come off. It's Mika. Always was. Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Well, what's that? ISIS? Well, just know that when this thing pauses, they're going after him. You know, like, this dude's not good. He's not good. He's not a good person. Period. And the International World Criminal Court knows this, has a warrant for him, dude. Like, so just never forget that. These are maniac psychos bombing and killing everybody they want all over the place. Okay? They do not represent God's people. All right? In the way I see it, you are God's people. Okay? But they call you the Goyim, and that you're trash, and that they have every right to kill you and murder you and do all this. That's their religion, and it's open. If our religion said that, they'd say that it's hate speech. They'd call you everything in the book. You know it. But it's crickets when it comes to them. You want to say a word it's about them, it's whatever. It's garbage, dude. Like, we're not the ones over here with the religion that practices any of that hate, any of that hurt. You can stand firm that ours is truly the religion of love and righteousness and forgiveness. We compare it to a bunch of these other cats out here that just are doing evil things. There's no excuse for murdering innocent people, but when you get to the wicked side, when you get to sacrifice, and you get to things like that, it becomes commonplace. And when they get drunk on the blood of it, they just get out of control. Like, something has to check it. Remember, some of these people are under the belief that they have to cause this chaos to bring in the Messiah. Okay? To bring in the Messiah. And what did they just tell us here recently? What they believe, what the rabbis say. They said, and I played the video. Okay, for those that missed it, they said that they are told that their Messiah, because they don't believe Jesus is, that their Messiah will be announced. And he said, we're always told it's a Thursday at Nisan 1. Now, this all could have happened and they've kept it secret because they do work like that. But it didn't. They didn't come out and tell the world. They didn't. If the whole goal was on Nissan 1, he's announced to the world. Well, you didn't announce it to the world. So it did not happen. The Yanuka is here. He's alive and breathing. We know that. We know all of this. We know they're itching to get up on the Holy Mount, Al-Aqsa. Like, they come so close to wiping it out with a missile in all of this. That would, again, only benefit Israel. If that happened, because they would get a bulldozer up there immediately, it would be all out war. Because, I mean, that's said to be the spot where Muhammad, went into heaven. And then all these other things that are tied into that one spot. I mean, it's a Temple of Solomon, a spot that was built by jinn. It wasn't built by humans. It was built by jinn. Now maybe you understand why it's so critical to them, why they're down there kissing it and all the Western Wall and all this. Because it is, they know this too. The masses just either don't absorb it again, or ignorant, or what. I don't know, but it's not hidden. It's there. The Testament of Solomon tells the story. The jinn were ordered to build it because Solomon cannot do bad things. No one can. That's the rules of the game. You can't go wage war with your enemies with the jinn. Do you know how many people would be trying to do that? Like, sure, those are the demons and stuff like that I'm sure you can conjure that will do that. But the jinn here, there's a hierarchy, and they have a specific task, and there's specific rules to the game. And it was shown to Solomon, to the Lord of the Rings, that you can control them. But you have to control them because they have to listen to you. That's the power that you have as a human over them. If you know their name, you know their seal, you hold the power over them. Now they can be stubborn, just like any other entity. They can work with you or not. You're calling upon them, like ringing a doorbell, calling someone. You're conjuring that spirit. And that is what Solomon was a master at doing. It's what the Knights Templars found at the Solomon's Temple that made them kings. Gave them power. It's all witches and warlocks, man. And that's what your government in Israel runs off of right now. You know the whole star that goes back? The star of Rephaim? What's that go back to? Where does that go back to? Huh? What was the Rephaim in the Anakin? I told you earlier. The giants. The serpent seed. The fallen. Okay? It all comes back to this, man. Every single time. Every single time. All the rest of this is a puppet show. You know these things are here, right? Like right now, they're watching, listening, along with everything else. And like, I'm just glad that we've got it figured out and we see it clearly. We're never, like, millions may never get it, but a remnant will. You always heard that term, a remnant, but it's like real with us. So Kamala Harris, she teases a presidential run, and I can't believe this, but you would think with the appalling numbers and everything else last time that, like, but no, like, I'm sure they're gonna, like, there has to be more than just Newsom out there. So she is like projecting that she's gonna be one of the names.
28.
He just asked her in
28. So, okay, I tried to be subtle, but I just figured I'd go right
But
at it.
that's as subtle as Reverend Al Sharpton could ever be.
10-10.
We love you for many things, but not being subtle. Listen, I might. I'm thinking about it. But let me say this. I am thinking about it. But let me also say this. Look, I served for 4 years being a heartbeat away from the presidency of the United States. I spent countless hours in my West Wing office, footsteps away from the Oval Office. I spent countless hours in the Oval Office in the Situation Room. I know what the job is, and I know what it requires. I also know, one of the things that I've been doing, Rev, is, is I've been traveling the country the last year. I've been spending a lot of time in the South and many other places. And the one thing I'm really clear
anymore. I can't do it. All right, so thank you 555 for the coffees. And I've got just a few more here before we wrap it up. There was actually an Easter truce between Russia and Ukraine, if you can believe that, for 32 hours. And the White House has telegraphed that Cuba's next. Like, the regime's going to fall. Man, I wouldn't mind visiting there, Like one time, like, I know everything's kind of like in shambles because of the economic situation. It's largely because of sanctions from the U.S. and well, on the regime that's there, back and forth, whatever. But it's the people that suffer the whole time. But when you go there, there's a uniqueness. Like, you see all the old cars. There's like an influx of old badass cars all across Cuba. It's almost like it's a kind of small car show across the whole country. If you think about it, it's the truth. It's nuts, but it's badass. You see badass cars just like in this picture. Every day, any street, all over. Because, they've had to literally find a way to keep up, maintain all the stuff from that era without getting anything new ever into the country. Like, if you win a car, well, then you better find new parts for that, which is going to be easier, getting the parts, sourcing the parts. Since you weren't going to get any new vehicles. And I don't know, it's crazy, man. The whole thing with Cuba, man, it's been going on for too long. It needs solved. And, like, it just needs solved. You should be free to, like, go down there, no issues. There shouldn't be, like, vibes of war in the air here. It's about to pop off. Because it's probably going to. If they don't find a way to get the regime there to just bow down and walk out, they're going to go after them. And this brings me to the major threat here of the night. Everybody that bailed out already or whatever, like, didn't miss the major threat of the night. Like, this is the biggest thing here that I got. And on that note, right now, I'm going to open up a chest for everybody on D Live here on the final stream over there. There it goes. North Korea has just tested a cluster bomb and a brand new electromagnetic weapon. You ever wondered why they left this dude over there to exist, popping off rockets? So concerned about everybody else around the planet and nukes and all the, but nah, they don't care about him. Just popping them off left and right over our allies' heads, Japan, in every direction over there, threatening South Korea, and just as belligerent as it gets. If there was ever anyone out there that looked like they were a threat with nukes and rockets, it's been Kim Jong-un. But nah, Rocket Man ended up being a little kind of a buddy to Trump, and Trump has not said one word about him. Why would you leave him sit there like that? A long time ago, I started looking into all this. There's prophecy. And I don't know where the prophecy came from, what it was on related to, but it had to do with, like, I don't know who said the prophecy, but it had to do with the North Korea, with the Korean Peninsula. And in the vision or the prophecy, it was that the Korean Peninsula caught a nuke. There was a mushroom cloud. They come off of it. And fast forward to Rocket Man always popping off rockets, and the mainstream media portraying them as a threat, dropping the seeds into the minds. The Obama administration, Kim Jong-un launched multiple KMS Shining Star satellites. And our military said those can be EMPs. So what happened is an EMP commission formed here in the United States. And it lasted a very short time because the Obama administration dismantled it. But while it was up and in operation for its short life, it examined an array of threats, and at the very top, number one, was North Korean satellites that posed as an EMP threat to this country. And what's crazy is they launched two. Shining Star, I think one came down since then. They've launched a lot of crap. But you can track these. I have a website. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to pull it up, and we're going to watch this. We're going to track it. Track these new ones. I want you to see if I can get this new one. We're going to track them because you could track them over the U.S. Like these satellites, man, you could track them daily. You can go to these websites, you can track their every move. Like over on Starlink, any one, you can find out where it's at. And just like the ISS, you can find out where it's at. You can track it. And for all the flat tards out there that say there's no satellites, I mean, I can track off the website where the ISS is. And if it's going right over my house, I can walk outside and I can look up and I can see it going by. So let me guess. Some troll sitting over trying to pull a joke on me with a laser beam, just to fool Dabu 7. Right at this moment, like, give me a break. Like, the satellites are real. I'm only live right now because satellites are up there and they're real. So the cats that are that badly damaged by the government psyops, dude, you need to sit down and take a break. Okay? Because subspace is real, partner. Satellites, space junk, real, partner. Okay? I'm only live because it's possible. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And no, I get the stupidest lies from people all the time. The trees are actually antennas out there. That's how you're getting your reception. And it's like, shut up. Shut up, you dumbass. Sit down, shut up. Sick of you. You're dumbass falling for these traps what got us in half this to begin with. Being ignorant. So, what some of us can see is this is a setup. And I'm going to tell you that all this stuff is pointed to a big event. And we put a song out on it called When the Great Goes Down, You Better Be Ready. Me and Crown Jewels. And we got another one coming. We got another fire one about to drop. When I see that they let Rocket Man pop off with a new EMP weapon, that is telegraphing to me that one, they don't care. They know it's there. Just like last time. They did nothing to shoot it down. They've done nothing. So these guys are popping off satellites that are going up into subspace, going over our country 4 or 5 times a day. And all you got to do is detonate one. What's crazy is the EMP Commission said, the perfect place is like right at satellite range. It's a perfect spot. It's a perfect spot to detonate EMP. Crazy thing is even if somebody tried to hit our country with something and he puts up this golden dome, if you hit one of these missiles incoming, a nuke, if you hit a nuke, high-powered nuke over our country, like an Iron Dome would do, you would get the same exact effect as a detonation on a satellite here. You would get an EMP release. Yeah, it's going to stop the nuke from hitting the ground and whatever target, but there's no other way around it. It will release an electromagnetic pulse into the atmosphere. It will fry everything below. It will be almost the same effect. If it's nuclear, like we don't know, you haven't seen it because no one's launched a nuke yet. But this nut case, just seems chosen for this. Like, why have you left this guy? If you're really worried about world events and nukes, and I just don't understand it. Like, he has long been way at the top of the totem pole above others, if you ask me, just by his demonstrations of shooting missiles over people's heads. Like, you just don't do that. Like, that's a problem. You know, you're in Japan and this is happening, like you're flipping out. Can't sleep well at night when this guy's popping off missiles because you just never know. Like, when's it going to be the one? So if you don't know, Japan, ever since World War II, when we bombed them and dropped nukes on them, ironically, there was a treaty made, and the treaty said that Japan could never, ever own and operate and have like an offensive military capacity, especially nuclear. And that was the deal because they was the enemy. And like they got nukes for it because in World War II, unfortunately. That's how history went. But now they are our ally and one of our biggest allies. And it's because of that also that treaty that has kept them close to us as an ally. But the U.S. laxed it and said, guess what? We're going to actually lax that back a little bit. These dudes are ripping off missiles over your head. You have a right to defend, so to speak. So they made it to where military components were allowed back into Japan now that used to not be allowed. So it shows. And then the whole thing with China, you know, Taiwan, it seems like, you know, war is always going to be popping off. But I wonder, why would you ever let this nutcase go, Kim Jong-un? And it just seems like he's there for one reason, to capture the blame in history for hitting us. And he's backed by Russia and China, and they're all okay with this because Russia and China is okay with this because they take the nuclear shot. They take the brunt of it. If you look, think about it. If you hit this country with an EMP and you put the lights out for real, you decimate it. You bring it to its knees. It'd be different than a cyber attack that's could be fixed in a couple of days or this and that. EMP fries everything. It's super devastating. It would it doesn't end at a border. It would affect Canada or Mexico. It would be massive. Like, it would wipe out everything. Everything would come to a chaotic halt. And it would be everything that they dreamed of. It would knock the U.S. from its perch. It would take a long time to recover. There would be a very small population left in the recovery in the end. And when this whole thing came back online, it would be brought back online under the beast of a new system. That's it. Militarized rollout right at the gate. It'd be FEMA going in all these places trying to help, and people will be jumping into the back of these to go to a camp. We warned you all this time, and told you in the end. People, unfortunately, that was the call. People would end up they'd be so hurt and so hungry and in a bad spot, they go diving into the back of these trucks, submitting, going to the camps willingly. Warm shower and a meal. Be the last one they ever had. That's what this would do. This place, when it gets shut down, it's over. And what's crazy, it's planned for that. There's no bigger 9/11 than doing it. It is executing the final draw. It is executing, literally, America. And there's a plan for that. This place was planned for that. In a huge ritual that was supposed to last the lifespan of the country. Oh my God. And we're coming up on the 250 mark. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I hate it when this stuff happens like this. It's the perfect time. Ritualistically, it's it. This is the window. It's what it represents. It's it. It's 250. It's it. They put it all there. The White House, UFC crap, all the threats now on the table, soccer events, all this. It's gonna happen. It's already happening. To kill America is what is written in The Secret Destiny of America. Manly P. Hall, Master Mason, that knew all the secrets, knew everything, didn't keep it a secret. He told the whole world, wrote a book about it. He said, this is what's, you want to know why you go into these cities like DC and the architecture, everything laid out is Masonic and all the, it's no secret. He lays it out there. And he's legendary for it because he let the cat out of the bag straight up. And he compares America ritualistically, as they do, to Atlantis, to where it was one large experiment that they were supposed to bring down in the end. Just like Atlantis, it was supposed to mirror the whole thing. You see? So that's the destiny. I've got the book. I've read it. Like, you should too. It's interesting. You're talking about an insider. This has been a game plan that lasts longer than men's lives. And we're in the final stages of it. A new world order. So you go clip that. Go through that next song. Crown. Like it's Illuminati on them. Daily, Rising, D. White, Bayonet, Gara. A final much love to all of my D-Live cats. That was the final chest I'll ever open. A much love to all you guys. I shed a tear. Salutes, my friends. PBS on the opening page is playing the the little trumpet you play when a soldier dies, like da, 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 you know, like it's done, it's over, like a distress call, whatever it is, like yeah, I'm sorry guys. I know some people hurt. It sucks. But you know where to find me. We're still here. Still swinging. YouTube, Rumble. I may add XN. I mean, I'm paying for the feature, but I don't know, man. Just sucks to see a place go when you put a lot into it, you know. So I know that they're ending it this month, and I just figured that I would call tonight the last stream. But don't be surprised if if it's not shut down and I can still stream, I hop back on here until like they shut it down. But I wanted to make it official. But this would be the final one. Empty out the chest. Officially say goodbye. Much love. And I don't even know what's going to be here when they do shut it down. When they go to D Live, try to go to the side. I don't know what's going to pop up. It's going to be some freaking casino. It's going to be nothing. If someone else is going to buy it or not, I don't know. But I pray to the Most High. Righteous people buy it and stays alive and transforms. And we utilize it to the fullest. That'd be great. You got to speak it into existence, right? Much love, Johnny, Susan, Kim, Watcher, Tom, Lakeville, Comet, Mike, EC, Snowball. All the cats out there in the main chat, man. Yeah, Johnny Backwoods. One love. Everybody. Deanne, thank you for everything. Miss Brady. All the mods. Brings me pretty much to a close here tonight. Follow me on X. Important stuff popping off there. I got stuff that I'm sure that I don't even get to cover over here. Let me just give a rundown. Never hurts to give a rundown, I guess, on the way out of the feed. And we've got, oh yeah, if you've got a 1950s or old wash or anything like that, anything is still running, like, man, you would keep that stuff. This guy demonstrates right here, just how fast and just how reliable the older stuff is. Because these days, they're purposely, and they're not hiding it, they're admitting it. They're purposely putting out washers and dryers that are meant to only last a few years with parts going out on purpose. Like, it's just known, the cat's out of the bag. It's a gimmick. It's a scam where you got to keep replacing the parts or ultimately go buy a whole new washer or dryer. It's a scam. I'm telling you, out here in these mountains, there's a couple different spots, places where it's crazy. There's just tons of washers and dryers sitting outside. I guess they got them all up and running and going, but or they claim to or whatever, but it's funny how many just sit outside at these places. It's messed up, but can't go wrong with the old school stuff, man. You'll also see some crazy weather anomaly stuff, like what you're seeing here, where it looks like, and we've pointed this out before, whole weather patterns, whole cloud lines generate. It doesn't matter what they want to say or what kind of they want to ticker tape onto the bottom and try to cover it up. They cannot deny the truth of it is coming from one point. I don't know if it almost like it's a rig out there or something producing something like a cloud machine, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's what it is. It comes from one central point. And we've caught it many times before. Pretty wild. Also did a video on the orb in the lettering and put an image out on it on HD. If you guys didn't see this is crazy. Okay, this orb this guy said he caught in North Carolina. Well, dude, when you look into it, it looks like, people say Hebrew, some people say Sanskrit, some people say, everyone's got their opinions. It looks like some kind of writing. Obviously, it's writing of some sort. Let me tell you, the entity right here in the middle is absolutely crazy. It looks like a gray. It's the head of a gray. The cheekbone, the jawbone, a face, a mouth, there's a nose, and there's a huge eye. It's all like right there. You can see it clearly. Even if it's not, it looks like one in the middle of this orb. This zoom in is from the middle. And it's from a frozen frame, and it's not AI. We didn't have no AI enhancement. I made sure I went with just the HD. And it's crazy. It's a wild one, man. But people are seeing more and more of this. In all glory to God again here tonight. All praise to the Most High. Want to mention this one real quick? The ticks. People are saying that boxes of ticks have been discovered on properties. This isn't good, man. And that, remember what I showed you with Pfizer earlier? Lucifer? They have a new Lyme disease jab set to launch. Are you kidding me? This is something to watch out for. Huge alert for anyone that's going to be outdoors. From here, this whole spring and summer, garden time, all of it. Be mindful. We already knew it was weaponized, Lyme disease and all that, but it seems there may be something new going on here. Okay, so a heads up. Again, critical infrastructure breached by hackers, machinery, I told you earlier, any moment, any day. Oh, yeah. And this is what America would look like if we didn't waste $23 trillion on stupid freaking wars, Israeli wars. All of our cities be looking like that, like Dubai. But no, we're controlled by the Epstein crew. And see, there he is. That guy right there is the one that introduced Melania and Trump at where she said, but he is tied to Epstein. That's what she failed to mention. It's what she failed to mention right there. Paolo Zampoli. That's why I couldn't remember his name. Hard to pronounce. Yeah, all this information over here on my page. North Carolina just turned your face into a government database without asking you. They just rolled out biometric surveillance in 60 plus police departments. Well, guess what? I won't be coming North Carolina anytime soon. Digital monitoring, social credit pilots, biometric data collection, mandatory in the state, smart city initiatives expanding. Like, dude, oh my gosh. It's over. Listen, the people rise in North Carolina, like, you're screwed. And yeah, you may be listening from there tonight. You're one of a few people, maybe one of the only people listening in from the neck of the woods. You got to be the change you seek. Because if not, it's over. Drone surveillance active. Dude. Facial recognition deployed. ALPR cameras, 1,200 plus. Hard pass. Carolina, you pissed me off. I liked you. A lot. Pisses me off. There's Lebanon. Your Christians getting blown away and smoked right there. Nobody cares. Oh my gosh. Just yeah. And I got some giant stuff over there. Old maps. Tartaria. If you don't know Tartaria, man, all the ancient stuff, that's where it's at, man. MAGA. RIP. Oh my gosh. Oh, and tonight, what was this? There was another fire. Male suspect sets fire in Ontario Mills Mall. Remember, Ontario Mills was where the huge fire went down the other night. Massive. That dude did it on camera. And he's busted. He's in jail. They got him. Much of Lisa. KKD. Everybody out there, man. All the fam. Crazy Tacos. Kev Bar. BE. D White. Uncommon. All you guys, man. You know what I want to do? If I get a chance? It's time to have some fun with this, I guess. Whatever fun you can, right? Look, we're fighting back, right? I did the one video. Yeah. And I know some people don't like hip-hop music, rap music. It's not about that. If I can do rock, or rock with the guitar, I would do it. I would do whatever. It's about the message here. Feel me? But it's about bringing awareness to the beast. This whole, all the bad, right? And like, the music's just another way to do it. And like, being able to use some of these programs, like I did with Yeah, with Hoodie Ross, which Hoodie Ross out there, I think had a chance to maybe perform tonight at this concert. I showed me and him destroying the data centers. You understand? How else are you going to do anything like that? Like, use some of these tools as your weapon to fight back right now. There's minimal ways we can do it. Do it. I found that this is one way that I can. Of course, we know AI is a huge threat to come in, wipe out job, everything we talk about. Okay? But again, doesn't mean you can't pick it up and use it as your own weapon. And that's what I found. There's only one way that I found thus far to do it, and it's this way. And I can't help but think, what if we start to paint our own picture and tell our own little stories? Because I noticed, and I'm not going to play them, I want to play them, but I'm not sure what'll happen with copyright if I do. So I'm just going to say it. And some of you probably already seen this. They are little Lego animations that Iran is dropping. It's AI, but they're telling you the truth. They're attacking Trump and Bibi. They show Bibi with fangs. They're calling them the Epstein clan, all of it. And it's getting attention. They're getting the truth through by making a little production is what I'm saying. And a lot of cats are like, damn, like that was kind of funny. And like, yeah, they showed Bibi like fang, different things like that. My point is, they're utilizing it as a weapon to fight back. Is what the same thing as that I'm telling you is, and you should do it too. Yeah, it's a threat in so many ways, but it can't be the downright doggone scared of everything. If you can use it to fight back in any way, then do it. And that's what I found with it. And I think it's awesome because if I can put together a song and I can have you guys give me like your image, if you want to be a part of it, the whole idea is, how would I ever do a video or anything, make a movie, get an idea out there with you listening to me right now? How do I make a movie with me and you? How would it ever happen? Well, you could send me your image and I could put a lot of time and effort into it, into writing out the plot and plugging it onto the programming, and I could bring it to life and I could put it out there. And it could all be, we could do anything we want. It could be all based on us, just like what you're about to see. The next one I'm going to drop, it's all themed on purebloods. Us. You're going to see us. All the soldiers, it says purebloods in our jackets. All of it. How else you going to do that? My point is I can actually take some of you, if you want it. You want to be a part of it, be a part of history, part of something here, showing us fighting back against the beast. So, it's AI. Yeah, we're using AI. Using AI to fight back against the beast. One way you can. You quit being scared bitches out there about everything. Some people. And you got to see the opportunity in front of you. Because I already had some people that make music that responded to me like that. Well, I don't know how people respond if I use AI. Well, like, dude, quit being a scared bitch. It's your sword. Sharpen it. Use it. See it. Know it. Use it. Dang it. Just like I showed you, Iran spreading a message to everybody that this whole regime is pedo regime. And how are they doing it? Through AI Lego videos. So there's tactics to be utilized instead of everybody sitting there like a bump on a log doing nothing but bitching. You could be getting busy with it. Or not. I'm going to keep getting busy with it. And I'm going to keep on finding ways to paint a picture of us destroying the beast till I'm gone. And I'm going to leave something to show that we fought every step of the way. And you could be a part of it or not, is what I'm saying. So I look forward to it because it's like a whole movie script can come alive. And you can play whatever open part there is. And you can just go to town with this and fight back. It's a weapon to fight back. Like you never had before, especially in this day and age of information and censorship, when you can create something like that and put it out there and like a viral, everyone's like, oh yeah, like, against the beast. You better do what you can, for you can't do anything. Anyway, this is the information battle, and you got to keep on finding ways to get the information out there and to reach the youth. So, I salute you, my friends, everyone that fights the fight. It's been a long one. Barbara, EW, someone just got lit up by tacos. Shouldn't have been talking shit, partner. Shouldn't have been talking shit. I digress. Anyone that wants to judge me because I say a cuss word here and there, F off. Get out of here and don't come back. You little goody tissues. Act like you can judge me. Only God can judge me. Do you understand that? Better respect, son. I fight the fight, but if you can't tell, I'm pretty damn militant. And that's just the way that it is. Thank you all, Melody, Tonka, but take us out of here in some music. Shout out to Live One, who makes the beats. And oh man, there's a song right here.
They said it was blasphemy.
Oh, right there. Let me tell you this. If I gotta remove the stream because I played that one little clip, then I will. But let me tell you something. You find that song right there. Talk about hitting lots of points. Wow. Anyhow, what's wrong? Much love. Tacos frying them crispy. Habanero. Ava. Jay from the Ville. We're gonna ride, bro. We're gonna ride. Watching. Much love. Johnny Backwood. Oh, there he is. Spiro. Must not have seen you out there. Oh, Rips. Much love. God bless. R.I.P. to his father and friend of mine, Lockie. Kart Racer. Our former Big Danny, our former mod, and so many more we've lost. R.I.P. all the fallen soldiers. Much love, pure bloods. Thank you all. I think I said it. Well, much love to the legendary Eon, first off. But if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time, Monday, for some Underground World News Live. God bless.